April 13th, 1945. 09:30 p.m. The outskirts of Zwolle, Netherlands. The temperature is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Visibility is dropping with the twilight. Private Leo Major adjusts the sling of his Sten Mach 2 submachine gun. It is a mass-produced piece of stamped metal, caliber 9mm parabellum. It costs roughly $10 to manufacture. It is prone to jamming if held by the magazine. Major does not hold it by the magazine. Beside him is Corporal Willie Arsenault. They are both members of Le Régiment de la Chaudière. They are French Canadians. They are scouts. The order from the commanding officer was clear. Reconnaissance only. Do not engage. Determine the strength of the German garrison. The CI believes the city is held by hundreds of elite troops. He is right. Major checks his webbing. He carries 2 No. 36M Maechkai Mills bombs, fragmentation grenades with a 4-second fuse. He carries a fighting knife, but his most distinct piece of equipment is on his feet. He is not wearing standard-issue ammunition boots with hobnails. Hobnails clack on cobblestones. They announce your arrival. Major is wearing rubber-soled sneakers. He smuggled them into the theater. To the officers, this is a uniform violation. To Major, it is a tool of the trade. Silence is worth more than regulation. The city of Zwolle has a population of 50,000. It is currently occupied by elements of the German Wehrmacht and the SS. The Allies are planning a massive artillery bombardment for 600 a.m. the next morning. The calculated collateral damage is 60%. Major hates artillery. It is impersonal. It kills civilians. He turns to Arsenault. He speaks quietly. He suggests they do not need the artillery. He suggests they do not need the rest of the regiment. He proposes they take the city themselves. 2 men. Against an estimated 1,000 Germans. Arsenault agrees. It is a suicide pact. Technically, it is insubordination. If they survive, they could be court-martialed. If they die, they are just 2 more names on the casualty list of the liberation of the Netherlands. They step out of the hedgerow. They move toward the railway tracks. Major leads with his left side. This is necessary. He leads with his left because he cannot see out of his right eye. He is partially blind. The army tried to discharge him twice. He refused to leave. To understand why a one-eyed private believes he can liberate a city alone, you must examine the equipment failure that created him. June 6th, 1944. D-Day. Juno Beach. Major lands with the assault wave. He captures a German Hanomag half-track single-handedly. He forces the crew to surrender. Days later, during the Battle of Caen, the engagement distance drops to under 50 yards. A phosphorus grenade detonates. White phosphorus burns at 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It sticks to skin. It reacts with oxygen. Major takes a hit to the face. The chemical burn cauterizes the tissue surrounding his left eye. The pain is absolute. The field surgeon examines him. The eye is useless. The vision is gone. The medical recommendation is immediate evacuation to England. A Section 8 discharge. The war is over for Leo Major. Major stands up from the gurney. He tells the doctor that he only needs his right eye to aim a rifle. He argues that a sniper closes one eye anyway. He claims the injury makes him more efficient. He eliminates the need to squint. The logic is absurd. The determination is psychotic. He refuses evacuation. He returns to his unit. He puts an eye patch over the burn. He looks like a pirate. He fights like one. Late 1944. The Battle of the Scheldt. The conditions are subaquatic. Mud, freezing rain, flooded polders. Major is operating as a sniper scout. He is using a number 4 MIT Lee Enfield. It weighs 9.5 pounds. It has a 10-round magazine. He is alone on a dike. He spots a German patrol. They are the 98th Grenadier Regiment. Major does not fire. He watches. He waits for the officer. He stalks them for 4 hours. The temperature is near freezing. His uniform is soaked. He waits until the patrol enters a vulnerable position. He initiates the ambush. He captures 93 German soldiers. 1 man, 1 eye. 93 prisoners. He marches them back to the Allied lines. As he approaches, a Bren gun carrier from his own regiment spots the column. The gunner panics. He sees German uniforms. He opens fire. If you want to hear how Leo Major survived friendly fire to take on the SS, hit that like button. It helps us archive these forensic histories. Subscribe if you are new here. Back to the Scheldt. The Bren gun fires, .303 British rounds. Several German prisoners are hit. Major screams at the gunner to cease fire. He saves the lives of the men he just captured. For this action, he is nominated for the Distinguished Conduct Medal, DCM. It is the second highest award for gallantry in the British Commonwealth. Major asks who will be pinning the medal on him. He is told it will be General Bernard Montgomery. Major despises Montgomery. He considers the general incompetent. He believes Montgomery's caution costs soldiers' lives. He tells his commanding officer to keep the medal. He says, "I will not be decorated by such an incompetent." He declines the award. This is unheard of. A private refusing a medal from a field marshal. It cements his reputation. He is ungovernable. But he is useful. February 1945. The Rhineland Offensive. Major is in a Bren carrier. The vehicle hits a mine or runs off the road. Reports vary. The vehicle flips. Major is crushed underneath. He suffers 3 broken ribs, 2 broken ankles, and a fractured back. He is carried to a field hospital in Belgium. The doctor looks at the X-rays. A broken back is a definitive end to combat service. Major lies in the hospital bed for 1 week. He discovers the regiment is moving up for the final push into the Netherlands. He finds a moment when the nurses are changing shifts. He steals a jeep. He drives himself back to the front lines. He has a broken back. He cannot run. He can barely walk. He reports for duty. The officers are baffled. They let him stay because they need every man. This brings us back to April 13th. 10:00 p.m. Zwolle. Major and Arsenault cross the railway tracks. They are now behind enemy lines. The silence is heavy. They move into the residential district. The streets are narrow. Brick facades. Excellent for acoustics. Terrible for visibility. Major takes point. He signals Arsenault to cover the left flank. At 10:15 p.m., they make contact. A German guard post. 2 sentries. They are equipped with Kar 98K rifles. Bolt action. 5 rounds. Slow rate of fire. Major is within 10 feet before they see him. He does not fire. He steps out of the shadows. He speaks fluent German. He demands their surrender. The shock is effective. The sentries hesitate. In close quarters battle, CQB, hesitation is death. Arsenault moves to secure them. Suddenly, a vehicle approaches. A German staff car. The driver spots the commotion. He attempts to reverse. Major raises the Sten gun. He fires a short burst. The Sten cycles at 500 rounds per minute. The bullets strike the engine block and the windshield. The driver is neutralized. The noise is deafening. The element of stealth is gone. The city wakes up. Flares go up. The German garrison is alerted. Major and Arsenault drag the driver's body into a ditch. They interrogate the surviving sentry. Major presses the muzzle of the heated Sten against the man's tunic. He asks for numbers. He asks for positions. The sentry is terrified. He reveals that the garrison consists of SS reserves and regular Wehrmacht infantry. They push deeper. 11:00 p.m. They reach a road intersection near the center. Major spots a machine gun nest, an MG-42. Hitler's buzzsaw, 1,200 rounds per minute. It covers the main avenue. If the Canadians attack at dawn, this gun will massacre them. Major signals Arsenault to flank right. He will draw fire. Arsenault moves. His boots scuff on the pavement. The German crew hears him. They swivel the MG-42. They fire blindly into the dark. The sound is a rip of canvas. Arsenault is hit. He falls. Major sees his friend go down. The tactical situation has shifted. Major is now alone. He is outnumbered 1/3 to 1. He crawls to Arsenault. Willie is dead. Major takes his friend's Sten gun. He takes his extra magazines. He takes his grenades. He is now carrying 2 submachine guns and 4 grenades. He checks the time. It is shortly before midnight. The grief process is skipped. He converts the emotion into cold rage. He decides that he will not just scout the city. He will empty it. Major analyzes the German psychology. It is dark. They are nervous. They know the Allies are close. They expect a regiment. Major decides to give them a regiment. He begins to run. He runs down the first street. He fires a burst. He throws a grenade. He runs to the next street. He fires another burst. He throws another grenade. He creates a sonic footprint that mimics a company-sized element. He circles the blocks. He doubles back. He attacks the same position from 3 different angles within 5 minutes. The Germans in the machine gun nest are confused. They believe they are being surrounded. They abandon the MG-42. Major captures the position. 01:00 a.m., April 14th. Major spots a German officer entering a tavern. The tavern is being used as a temporary command post. Major kicks the door open. Inside, a senior officer is studying a map. Major points the Sten at him. The officer reaches for his Luger Pioi. Major shakes his head. He speaks German. The artillery falls at 06:00. The city is surrounded. My men are everywhere. It is a bluff. A massive, high-stakes lie. Major tells the officer that if they leave now, he will allow them to retreat. If they stay, the Canadian artillery will turn Zwolle into dust. The officer looks at Major's eye patch. He looks at the wild, sweat-drenched appearance of this soldier. He hears the explosions Major set off blocks away. He believes him. The officer grabs the telephone. He calls the garrison commander. He reports that Canadian commandos have breached the perimeter in force. The seed of panic is planted. Major takes the officer's weapon. He leaves the tavern. He does not take prisoners. Prisoners slow you down. He disappears back into the alleys. 01:30 a.m. Major encounters a patrol of 8 men. He engages them at point-blank range. He kills 3. The rest scatter. He grabs their dropped weapons. He fires the German MP-40s into the air. He mixes the sound of Allied Sten guns with German MP-40s. To the listening garrison, this sounds like a full-scale firefight between opposing battalions. He runs to the local resistance headquarters. He bangs on the door. The Dutch resistance fighters are hiding in the basement. They open the door, expecting the Gestapo. They see a single Canadian, covered in mud and blood. Major hands them the German weapons he collected. "Make noise," he orders. "Shoot at the sky. Keep them confused." 02:00 a.m. The fatigue should be setting in. Major's back is technically broken. His adrenaline is masking the structural failure of his spine. He moves to the eastern sector. He finds a parked half-track. He pulls the pin on a grenade and tosses it into the driver's compartment. The explosion ignites the fuel tank. The fire illuminates the street. Shadows dance on the walls. The Germans see the fire. They see the shadows. They assume the Canadians are bringing up flamethrowers. The Wehrmacht units begin to withdraw. They are tired of the war. They do not want to die for a Dutch town in the final weeks of the conflict. But the SS are different. The SS are fanatical. They are dug in at the town hall. Major identifies the SS strongpoint. He has run out of grenades. He needs ordnance. He finds a German ammo cache near a mortar pit. He grabs stick grenades. Steel hand granite 24. They have a longer throw range than the British Mills bombs. He primes them. He lobs them through the windows of the town hall. Go 2:45 a.m. The explosions inside the town hall shatter the glass. Smoke billows out. Major fires into the smoke. He yells orders to imaginary platoons. Baker Company, move left. Charlie Company, suppressive fire. He is conducting a radio drama for an audience of terrified Germans. The SS return fire, but they don't know where to aim. Major never stays in one spot for more than 10 seconds. He runs 4 miles that night. Up and down the streets of Zwolle, a man with a broken back, sprinting in combat gear. He captures groups of Germans, 10 here, 15 there. He marches them to the edge of the city, hands them over to the astonished Dutch resistance, and runs back into the fight. He does this 10 times. 03:30 a.m. The German command is in chaos. Reports are coming in from every sector. Enemy at the train station. Enemy at the church. Enemy at the bridge. It is all Leo Major. The garrison commander gives the order. Withdraw. Pull back across the river. Destroy the bridges. Major hears the engines starting. He hears the trucks moving out. He rushes to the waterfront. He sees the Germans rigging the main bridge for demolition. If they blow the bridge, the Allied advance halts. Major sets up his Sten. Range, 150 yards. Low light condition. He fires single shots. He targets the sappers working on the explosives. He hits one. The others take cover. They cannot finish the wiring. The trucks are leaving. The rearguard abandons the bridge. Major rushes forward. He cuts the wires. He saves the infrastructure. 04:02 a.m. The shooting stops. The engines fade into the distance. The silence returns to Zwolle. But it is a different silence. It is not the silence of occupation. It is the silence of vacancy. Major walks to the center of the town square. He is exhausted. His eye is throbbing. His back is screaming. He finds the body of Willie Arsenault. He sits down beside him. He waits. He waits for the sun. He waits for the regiment. He has liberated a city of 50,000 people. He has defeated a garrison of 1,800. He has done it with a submachine gun, a bag of grenades, and a pair of rubber-soled sneakers. 05:20 a.m. The sun begins to crest. The Dutch civilians peek out of their cellars. They see the Germans are gone. They see a single soldier in the square. They come out. First a few, then hundreds. They realize what has happened. They realize there was no army. There was just him. The scheduled time for the artillery barrage. The Canadian artillery commander waits for the order to fire. The radio crackles. It is Leo Major. "Cancel the barrage," he says. "The city is clear." The commander does not believe him. He sends a scout car. The scout car enters the city. They find the streets filled with cheering civilians and one very tired private. Major returns to camp. He needs sleep. He needs his back retaped. For this action, he receives his first Distinguished Conduct Medal. This time, he accepts it. Montgomery isn't the one pinning it. But the war isn't over for Leo Major. And neither is his habit of doing the impossible. 5 years later, 1950, the Korean War. Major is called back to service. He joins the scout platoon of the 2nd Battalion, Royal 22E Regiment. The Vendeuse. He is older now. His back is stiff. He still has only one eye. The enemy has changed. The tactics have changed. But the hills of Korea are about to learn the same lesson Zwolle did. November 1951. Hill 355. Little Gibraltar. It is a strategic dominant high ground. It is held by the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division. The Chinese People's Volunteer Army attacks. 40,000 Chinese troops against the American lines. The sheer weight of numbers is overwhelming. The Americans are pushed off the hill. They retreat in disarray. The division commander needs that hill back. If the Chinese keep Hill 355, they control the entire valley. He turns to the Canadians. He turns to the scout platoon. He turns to Leo Major. The mission: recapture the hill. The force: 18 men. The enemy strength: an entire Chinese division. Major looks at his men. They are young. They are so scared. He tells them to load up. He tells them to bring extra ammo. He tells them to bring sneakers. They move out at night. Major uses the same tactic he used in Zwolle. Sneak in. Get close. Unleash hell. They climb the backside of Hill 355. The Chinese are celebrating. They are looting the American positions. They do not expect a counterattack from 18 men. Major initiates the assault at 11 o'clock p.m. He signals his men to open fire. They use Stens, Bren guns, and grenades. The volume of fire is concentrated on the command bunkers. The Chinese panic. In the dark, they cannot count the enemy. They assume the Americans have returned with a regiment. They break. They run. Major and his 18 men take the hill in 30 minutes. But taking the hill is the easy part. Holding it is the nightmare. The Chinese commander realizes his mistake. He realizes it is a small force. He orders a counterattack, a human wave, thousands of soldiers. They charge up the hill. Major calls for mortar support. He calls the danger close fire on his own position. "Drop it on my head," he yells into the radio. "We are in covered bunkers. They are in the open." The mortars rain down. The shrapnel shreds the Chinese waves. Major stands in the open trench, firing his Sten. He directs the fire of his men. He runs from foxhole to foxhole. He kicks men who are freezing up. "Shoot or die!" he screams. The battle rages for 3 days. 3 days of constant assaults. The Chinese fire 14,000 artillery shells onto Hill 355. The hill is reshaped by the explosives. Major's men are bleeding, deaf, and starving, but they do not retreat. Major refuses to yield a single inch of ground. On the 3rd night, the Chinese give up. They cannot break the line. They cannot move the one-eyed demon on the hill. They withdraw. Major counts his men. He has casualties, but the unit is intact. He has held off a division. For this, he is awarded his 2nd Distinguished Conduct Medal. He is the only Canadian in the British Commonwealth to receive the DCM in 2 separate wars. He is a statistical anomaly, a medical impossibility, a tactical genius. Leo Major returns to Canada. He fades into obscurity. He works as a pipe fitter. He raises a family. He rarely talks about the war. He rarely talks about the eye or the back or Willie. He dies in 2008. Today in Zwolle, there is a street named Leo Magellan. Every year, the children of Zwolle are taught his name. They light candles. They remember the night the city was saved not by an army, but by a ghost in sneakers. The equipment of war changes. We have drones now. We have satellite imaging. We have smart rifles. But the fundamental variable remains the human spirit, the ability of one man to say no when the world says surrender. Leo Major was a glitch in the military matrix. He was too aggressive for peace, too skilled for death. He broke every rule in the manual. He insulted generals. He wore running shoes to a gunfight, and he won. Let's rewind. We need to analyze the mechanics of the Zwolle raid with forensic precision. We skipped the details of the engagement at the Sasson port. This is a 15th century gatehouse, stone walls, 3 feet thick. At 11:45 p.m., Major approaches this structure. It is a natural choke point. The German defense doctrine relies on interlocking fields of fire. They have set up a secondary line behind the Sasson port. Major identifies the glint of a helmet. Standard issue Stahlhelm M42. The soldier is static. Major switches his Sten to semi-automatic. He needs to conserve ammo. He has 6 magazines remaining. That is roughly 190 rounds. He picks up a rock. He throws it to the left against a metal drainage pipe. Clang. The German soldier turns his head 45 degrees. This exposes the side of the neck, just below the helmet rim. Major fires once. The bullet strikes the C3 vertebrae. The target drops. No scream. This is the difference between a soldier and a hunter. A soldier suppresses the enemy. A hunter dissects them. Major moves past the gatehouse. He enters the Dieserstraat. This is the main shopping street. It is lined with high storefronts, glass windows. If a firefight breaks out here, the glass becomes shrapnel. Major stays close to the walls. He checks his 6. He feels the ghost of Willie Arsenault behind him. The rage is still there, burning at a steady operational temperature. He encounters a parked Kubelwagen, engine idling. An officer is sitting in the passenger seat, reading a map with a red lens flashlight. Major approaches the driver's side window. The glass is down. He reaches in. He grabs the officer's collar with his left hand. He jams the Sten barrel into the officer's ribs with his right. "Raus," he whispers. "Get out." The officer freezes. He is an Oberleutnant, a first lieutenant. He smells the cordite on Major's uniform. He sees the eye patch. He steps out. Major does not kill him immediately. He needs intelligence. He asks about the tank support. The officer stammers. "No tanks, just infantry, and the half-tracks." This is a critical piece of data. If there are no panzers, Major has free rein. His Sten gun cannot penetrate tank armor, but it can shred infantry. Major knocks the officer unconscious with the butt of the Sten, a controlled strike to the temple. He leaves him bound with his own belt. He moves on. Major enters the Grote Markt, the central square. It is wide open, a kill zone. He spots a squad of SS troops setting up a mortar. It is a Granatwerfer 34. It's its caliber. They are aiming it towards the Canadian lines. If they fire, they will reveal their position, but they will also kill Canadians. Major has 1 Mills bomb left. He pulls the pin. He holds the lever. He cooks the grenade. 1 second. 2 seconds. He throws. The grenade only arcs through the air. It lands inside the mortar pit. The explosion detonates the stacked mortar shells. The secondary blast is massive. It shatters windows for 3 blocks. Major sprints. He never watches the explosion. He is already moving to the next cover. He finds a church doorway. He reloads. His hands are steady. His heart rate is elevated, but controlled. Roughly 140 beats per minute. The optimal zone for combat performance. The Germans are now fully panicked. They are firing at shadows. They are firing at each other. Major sees a tracer round zip past his ear. Green phosphorus. German ammunition. He fires a burst of red tracers in return. He is mixing the color palette of death. He wants them to think the Canadians are everywhere. He runs into a burning building. The heat is intense. He climbs the stairs to the 2nd floor. He looks out the window. He has a vantage point. He sees a German platoon organizing a counterattack. They are bunching up. A rookie mistake. Spacing is life. Bunching is suicide. Major aims. He fires in short, controlled bursts. Tap, 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 tap. He drops the NCO first. Without the leader, the unit freezes. Then he targets the radio operator. He cuts off their communication. The platoon dissolves. They run for the alleys. Major laughs. It is a terrifying sound. Major is running low on ammo. He needs to resupply. He spots a fallen German soldier. He takes the Kar 98K rifle. It is not automatic, but it hits hard. 7.92mm Mauser. He takes the bandolier. He is now scavenging. He is a scavenger of war. He moves to the police station. The Dutch police have been disarmed by the Nazis. Major kicks the door in. He finds the station commander hiding under a desk. Major speaks Dutch, broken, but understandable. "Where are the keys to the armory?" The commander points. Major unlocks the cage. He finds confiscated shotguns, double-barreled 12 gauges. A shotgun is a devastating weapon in urban combat. Major takes one. He loads 2 shells. He is now armed with a British submachine gun, a German rifle, and a Dutch shotgun. He is a walking arsenal of international ballistics. He goes back to the street. He sees a German truck filled with troops attempting to leave. He steps into the road. He fires the shotgun. Both barrels. The buckshot shreds the tires. The truck swerves and crashes into a lamppost. Major switches to the Sten. He suppresses the troops as they bail out. "Surrender!" he screams in German. "You are surrounded by the 1st Canadian Army." The soldiers throw down their weapons. They raise their hands. Major gestures for them to run west. "Go! Run to the lines. Don't look back." He sends them toward the Canadian prisoner cages. He clears the board. The physical toll is mounting. The adrenaline is fading. The pain in his back is returning. It feels like a hot iron rod inserted into his spine. He stumbles. He catches himself on a wall. He takes a morphine syringe from his medical kit. He jams it into his thigh. He pushes the plunger. The morphine hits his system. The pain dulls. The world gets a little fuzzy, but the focus remains. He has to finish the job. He has to clear the eastern sector. He moves toward the canal. The SS headquarters. It is a requisitioned mansion. The guards are elite. These are not conscripts. These are ideological fanatics. Major knows he cannot bluff them. He has to kill them. He crawls through the garden. He uses the shrubbery. He is a ghost. He finds a basement window. He smashes it with the butt of the Kar 98K. He climbs in. He is inside the HQ. He hears voices upstairs. He finds the fuse box. He rips the wires out. The building goes dark. Panic upstairs. "Sabotage!" they yell. They turn on flashlights. Major waits at the bottom of the stairs. He sees the beams of light cutting through the dust. He shoots the man holding the flashlight. The light drops. Darkness returns. Major moves up the stairs. It is a close-quarters knife fight in a pitch-black hallway. Major uses his fighting knife. Fairbairn-Sykes pattern. He strikes. He parries. He moves. He clears the hallway. The SS officers retreat to the roof. They jump. They abandon the HQ. Major has decapitated the command structure of the Zwolle garrison. The city is essentially secure. But there is one last threat. The Gestapo office. They are burning documents. They are trying to erase the evidence of their crimes. Major kicks the door down. The smoke is thick. He sees men shoving papers into a furnace. He fires a warning shot into the ceiling. "Leave the papers," he orders. The Gestapo agents look at him. They see a demon covered in soot, blood, and bandages. They drop the papers. They run out the back door. Major saves the intelligence. These documents will later be used to prosecute war criminals. The dawn is gray. The air smells of wet brick and burnt powder. Major walks back to the spot where Willie died. The body is still there. Major kneels. He takes Willie's dog tags. He puts them in his pocket. "We did it, Willie," he says. "We took the town." The Canadian advance units arrive at 06:15 a.m. They expect a heavy firefight. They have tanks, artillery, air support on standby. They roll into the city. They see nothing. No shooting. No Germans. Just Dutch flags hanging from the windows. The brigadier general drives up in his jeep. He sees Major sitting on a curb, smoking a cigarette. The general asks, "Where are the Germans?" Major points to the west. "I sent them that way, sir." The general is stunned. He asks, "How many men did you lose?" Major touches his pocket. "One, sir. My best friend." This is the essence of forensic history. It is not about maps and arrows. It is about the specific cost paid by specific individuals. The liberation of Zwolle cost one life. Willie Arsenault. It saved thousands. The math is cold, but the result is human. Let's jump forward to the legacy. What happened to the equipment? The Sten gun Major used? It was likely turned into the armory, refurbished, and sold to a developing nation, or melted down for scrap. The sneakers? Thrown away. Worn through the soles. The city? It stands. The psychological impact on Major was permanent. He never fully trusted authority again. He saw that officers were willing to shell a city rather than risk sending scouts. He saw that one man with courage could do what a battalion with caution could not. In Korea, the Chinese called him the One-Eyed Dragon. They put a bounty on his head. No one collected it. On Hill 355, he applied the Zwolle doctrine. Aggression, noise, mobility. He taught his men to be hunters, not targets. There is a photo of Leo Major from the Korean War. He is smiling. He is holding a beer. His eye patch is tilted. He looks like he is at a picnic. But look at his hands. They are scarred. They are the hands of a man who has strangled the enemy. Look at his remaining eye. It is flat. It has seen too much. The medical files on Major are a study in trauma. By the end of his service, he had broken back, broken ribs, broken ankles, one eye, shrapnel in his legs, hearing loss. He was 100% disabled by VA standards. He refused the pension for years. He wanted to work. Leo Major is the antidote to the clean Wehrmacht myth. He fought the SS. He saw what they did. He didn't respect them as soldiers. He treated them as pests to be exterminated. His method was not chivalrous. It was efficient. Why isn't he as famous as Audie Murphy? Audie Murphy starred in movies. He was an American. He had a PR machine. Leo Major was a French-Canadian who hated officers and refused interviews. He didn't want fame. He wanted to do his job and go home. But history has a way of surfacing the truth. The archives were opened. The war diaries were digitized. We found the reports. Pavet Major entered Zwolle alone. Pavet Major captured 93 prisoners. The numbers don't lie. If you go to the War Museum in Ottawa, you can see his medals. The DCM with a bar. The bar means he won it twice. Only 3 soldiers in the entire British Empire received this specific combination of honors in World War II and Korea. He is in a club of 3. The tactic of the fake regiment is now taught in Special Forces training. It is called force multiplication via deception. Leo Major invented it on the fly because he didn't want to die. Innovation is born from desperation. We often think of heroes as perfect beings. Captain America. Leo Major was not Captain America. He was a difficult man. He was angry. He was insubordinate. He was flawed. That is what makes him real. He wasn't fighting for the flag. He was fighting for the man next to him. So, the next time you hear someone complain about the odds, tell them about Leo Major. Tell them about the one-eyed man who walked into a German-occupied city with a machine gun and a bad attitude, and walked out with the keys to the town. This has been a Liberated 2 Records forensic deep dive. We examined the weapon, the Sten Mach 2. We examined the anatomy, the lost eye, the broken back. We examined the event, the liberation of Zwolle. If you want us to cover the Mad Jack Churchill, the man who fought with a longbow and a broadsword, comment longbow below. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for the full bibliography of sources used in this script. We cite the regimental war diaries of the Chaudière and the personal letters of Leo Major. I'm signing off. Keep the history alive. Remember the numbers. 1 man, 1 eye, 1 night. 50,000 lives saved.